He graduated from here with a degree in civil engineering. He and his high school sweetheart, Carol, were married while he was here. And in some ways, once he was here for us, he never left.
I think it's a passion that was created when he came here as an undergraduate, and I don't think it's ever left him.
When I think about Don and Carol, two, very solidly committed people to Gonzaga University, to the Catholic Church.
He just is the best, absolutely the best human being. I love him like he was my own father, he just is that special to me.
From his earliest years, Don has been connected with the Jesuits. He was born in a mission hospital in Montana, in St. Ignatius. And I think from his earliest days, he was imprinted and informed by a sense of what the Jesuits are about. They're about being people for others.
He loved the Catholic mission of this university, and he wanted to keep that Catholic mission alive.
It is very important to him that this institution maintain a very strong faith mission.
He has made a commitment to the idea that this, as a Jesuit mission, is about something that's important, and he wants to be a part of it.
He has always tried to do what is best, I think, for Gonzaga, and he exemplifies it because he does it with a sense of humor, and he does it with a sense of respect.
Oh, he's like the Energizer Bunny.
Don has a passion for life that is almost unique, and virtually everyone who knows Don comments, I hope that I have half of his energy when I'm 10 years younger than he is, because he just goes forever.
He loves life, and that's why I think he can go so hard. He wants to take it in and participate, and he gets his energy from it.
He's probably one of the most passionate people that I know, and that enthusiasm is just so infectious.
He's fierce. When he was selling concrete, he was a fierce competitor. He's a fierce Catholic. He attends Mass every day, and when he sees things that he doesn't agree with, he is fierce in his commentary. He's a fierce lover of Gonzaga. So Don is fierce in all those things, and yet he's one of the sweetest men that you will ever meet.
If you meet Don initially, you might say, this is one tough dude. What they don't understand is what a softy he is. He has this great abiding faith in the Catholic Church. He has this great abiding faith in God, and he lives his life in that fashion.
He's not a timid man. If he believes in something, you'll know it very soon.
Don has no problems sharing his thoughts when he feels that something needs to be addressed. He addresses it passionately. He addresses it for so long as he thinks it needs to be addressed. And once it's been addressed, he moves on.
That's part of the spirit, the ability to debate and talk and have opinions and fight for those opinions, yet be able to change. And that's Don. He can do all of those things.
But it's guided ever and always with the idea that we're building on something that's important, that what you give your time to matters too.
If you go about the campus, you can see the footprints that Don has made here, as well as his wife, Carol. He loves Gonzaga, and I think his whole family feels the same way. His daughter, Tony, she felt that way. Donna feels that way, his other daughter, and his son, Jerry. And we go down to the next generation, and we keep on going. We're down to 4 generations of Heraks. And best I can tell, they all have the same attitude.
Don and Carol were much bigger than just engineering to Gonzaga. You also think of the whole university, the care of the students.
His love for our students is just amazing. He'll bring kids up here on his own nickel and If he feels that there are students that should be at Gonzaga.
Every year there's 3 or 4 students he mentors and helps or gets here and takes care of. Yeah, I think Don really wants to touch your soul. And to do that, you have to spend time with people.
We had a dream of wanting to have a new facility when we were in the old Martin Center. And we started to discuss that, and Don said, yes, you're right, we do need to do this.
Don early on understood, like Father Spitzer, what a significant opportunity had been presented to the institution.
There's a joke, don't take Spitzer to the puppy store. In other words, don't even let him consider the arena. Because if you do, you will come back with a puppy. And Don Herak's famous rejoinder was, what's wrong with a puppy?
I had the dubious distinction of being the chairman of the Board of Trustees at the time that the decision was made to build the arena, and it was over my concerns and objections. And obviously, in retrospect, it was such a easy decision to have made, but it took that kind of intensity and belief. So Don was a huge force in shaping our current athletic program and its success.
He's been there from the start and has always been there. It's enjoyable for me to be around. It's enjoyable for my staff to be around, and it's great for my players to be around him.
We would never have accomplished the things we've accomplished with Gonzaga athletics without Don, without Don's drive, without him not willing to hear no, with him saying that we will get this done. God will provide.
And Don thinks Gonzaga affects the world. And so every time he sees us well represented at a basketball game, we can have athletes that are still good people that have the Gonzaga spirit. That makes Don's heart swell, it makes him happy.
I've often thought about our students today, and if there is anything at all that I wish we could give them, it would be a dose of Don Herak.
And he's such a giver. Don Herak is such a giver. That is just part of his soul.
If we could find that magic elixir that would graduate students who are not only good engineers, but had a good sense of business, but most of all, that giving, generous spirit that looks at what an individual has been given and wants to return some of that.
I think that's an inspiration for all of us to try to be half as good as Don is, or half as Gonzaga as Don is. I would think I was a huge success if I was half as good as he is.
Don with that kind of twinkle in his eye and gives everyone a hug and a kiss. I loved Don Herak and I loved Carol.